Hi guys, it's Laurie from Brokeokiehomestead. I started to do this video yesterday, but I got sidetracked with some errands I had to run, so today's the day. September is Preparedness Awareness Month. However you want to say that. Anyway, and I think I tried to do this last year, but I did not succeed. But this year I will. So hopefully every week I will be bringing you what I am doing each week in the preparedness, basically all year round. I'm going to try to do it every week for the whole year. And I know you're supposed to start things in January, but September's just as good. So we're going to start out by asking a few questions to see what you want to be prepared for. I mean, there's a slew of things going on that we could talk about, but the basic ones would be like a loss of your job, a storm come in and damage your roads or your property or your electric or gas lines. You could have an earthquake, fire, there could be civil unrest, zombie apocalypse, anything. You need to be prepared for anything that might be coming your way. You never know when you might get sick and can't work, and it's nice to have that backup in your storage so you don't have to worry about things. Now, you're supposed to have, according to the government, a 3-month supply of food and things you need for everyday use. So that is the goal in this preparedness episodes, to find what you use every day and get a 3-month supply of them. Now, if you were to go out and do that in one day, it would cost you a lot of money. So this is a way, if you do it every week, you can begin that stockpile and you will have 3 months by the end of the year. So this week, well, I guess it would have been the last week because we're counting that as the first week of September. It says that we need, if you can read that. So we need 6 12-ounce cans of chicken for our food product this week. Now, I looked around a little bit online and I seen where you can buy the canned chicken that they're talking about for $3.23 a can. And that's a 12-ounce can, and it's 3.5 servings per can. So that is saying for 21 servings for the 6 cans, it would cost you $19.38. I like chicken thighs and legs, so I buy those on sale and then I can them up. There's the thighs and there's the legs. And 4 jars of this is 20 plus meals for me. And I can use that broth for cooking rice or noodles or put in a soup and make it go even further. So anyway, there's my 4 jars of the chicken. And it cost me $13.94 for those 4 jars. Like I said, it's 20 plus meals. Really, I could probably get more close to 30 meals out of that by adding rice, beans, vegetables. It stretches it. So we have that done. The second thing is putting $2 per person in an envelope or a jar or whatever you want to do. Yeah, this is per person, by the way, on all these things that we talk about. So if you have 4 people in your family, you need to times everything times 4. So I've got my $2 to go in my envelope. I get this money from selling my chicken eggs and my goat milk. So thank you to those who buy my products. Oh, and my soaps. So thank you. You are supporting my 3-month program. The third thing on here is liquid hand soap. Now, I don't really use liquid hand soap anymore. I use my goat soap. So I have 2 of these in my stock. These are unscented because I just like those better by the sink. So these are what I'm going to put in my bathroom area and the kitchen sink area to wash your hands with. Although most of the time I think I just squirt Dawn on my hands. Anyway, that is the things that need to be bought. And I think you can probably get those little bottles of hand soap for $1 or less at Dollar General or Dollar Tree, and that will last you surely 3 months. So you're looking at, if you buy the canned chicken, you're looking at like $30 with tax. And the next thing they want you to do is, in your preparedness goal, is learn how to shut off your gas and water. Most places, houses, have little valves underneath the sinks and coming into your house, and the spigots have little red handled valves that you just turn and it shuts off. So y'all need to go into each of your bathrooms and your sink areas and make sure you know where those valves are. Now the water, I think, is a little silver knob that you turn, but everybody needs to go look and see what theirs is. Now our gas lines, we have propane, and so there is a line coming into the house with a shut-off valve, and then we have a shut-off valve at our heater and our stove and our hot water on demand. So those are the 3 places that I need to go check and make sure that I can reach them and I know how to turn them all off. And also the sinks, but I have done that several times. Don't ask me. Anyway, so everybody needs to go do that. And this talks about getting a gas shut-off key. We don't live in the city, so we don't have a key to anything like that. But if you live in a city or town and you have some type of key that you need to have to shut off your water or your gas, that's something that you need to look into. And the last thing on here is a weekly inventory. I do not like inventory. It drives me crazy because if I'm not the only one getting stuff out of the pantry and they don't mark it off, then I'm totally lost. And I'm totally lost right now. So it is time for me to get back in there and do a detailed inventory again to see what I don't have. And this week's inventory is the first aid and medical. So I need to go back in my first aid cabinet and see what I don't have. I know that I am stocked to the rafters on Band-Aids because I was just in there the other day. But I need to make sure that my allergy pills and my ibuprofen and my extra vitamins, things like that that I use every day, that I have enough of those for 3 months. And you also need to make sure that you have things like for accidents, like if someone sprains their ankle and you need a wrap, ice packs, even some disposable gloves in case there's blood. And one thing that I have got out here, since we do live in the country and we just can't, it's not 5 minutes to the hospital, I picked up some Bleed Stop. I know that's probably backwards on the screen for you, but this, you're supposed to be able to just tear open one of these packages and pour across the cut and hold compression on it, and it will stop it from bleeding. I also have a cat tourniquet, which I'm not the best at using yet. I mean, if it was on you, I could do it pretty fast, but if it's on me, I need to practice doing that because it's not as easy as it looks. I do think this is a good quality one, and we might do a class on how to use one, but I'm not an expert on that, so maybe I'll find someone who is and put a video up. But I do like it because it has a little thing here so you know where the end is, that color, and then when you get it tight on your arm and you twist this, you want to twist this, I know, until the blood stops, and then it locks in this little bracket, and then you go ahead and wrap your strap around it and put it in there, and then you put that across there. And you need to keep a marker with this, permanent marker, oh, they're my friend, and write what time you put this tourniquet on, because there is only so much time before you need to let that off before damage is done. I forgot the time on that though. Imagine that. Anyway, that's 2 of my newer things in my medical and first aid cabinet that I got. So that's the list of the this week that I've done. And like I said, this list is for one adult, so you need to times this times however many people are in your family. And let's see, what else do they say? Well, there isn't any long-term storage this until week 4, so we won't even talk about that. But on your preparedness, we're going to go over the first 5 on the list. And number 1 is, has your family rehearsed a fire escape routes from your home? Since it's just Phillip and I imagine I'll be waking him up and saying, jump out the window, because we don't have a door that leads to outside in our bedroom, so we'll be jumping out the window. It's not a long jump. I know you can get those little ladders if you live on a 2-story house that you hook up below your windowsill, and it flips out your window and you can crawl down those. So those with 2-story houses, you might think about getting one of those. Number 2, does your family know what to do during and after an earthquake or other emergency situations? We haven't had earthquakes so bad that, you know, it breaks the house down, but we have had a few that have knocked things off my shelves. And I know that the thing to do is, if you're in the house, is to get in a doorway frame, because you're less likely to have something fall on your head or get outside. So where do you need to go where you're at? Number 3, do you have heavy objects hanging over beds that can fall during an earthquake? No, I do not. I have a flag above my bed. What do you guys have? Well, that leads into a whole nother thing. When I was young, my parents built a shelf around my whole room, and one was above my bed that held all my dolls. Scared me to death. I could not even sleep underneath that. I would put my pillow at the foot of my bed because that always scared me. I don't know. Random memory. Okay, number 4. Do you have access to an operational flashlight in every occupied bedroom? Yes. I mean, we all have one on our phone, but do you have a real one? I have one in the drawer by my bed. I think my husband has one on his side of the bed. And we're all that's left. All the kids are grown. And it says here that they don't want you to use candles in case there's a gas leak, which is pretty smart, huh? And the last one we're going to do this week is, do you keep shoes near your bed to protect your feet against broken glass? Actually, I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have my little flip-flops that I wear, and I also have house shoes. So you need to be sure and have something there in case there was an earthquake and the breakables had fallen and you don't want to get glass in your feet. So there's just some things that you need to be thinking about and getting prepared for. And we'll do some more next week. I don't want this to be too long and boring, but let's all get prepared together. That'll be by the end of the year. By next September, we should all have 3 months worth of things we use every day. So I guess I'll see you next time. Y'all have a good week.